York's classic rock. Q1043.
Here he comes.
Okay.
I see him through the window.
So there he is through the window.
Okay.
And for the first time ever, this is an absolute first where we welcome our guest while we're on the air and the microphones are
Yes.
on. Hey, Chad, nice to see you. And here, you just sit down over there. We got your coffee.
I know.
And you're wearing a Raiders cap today.
And what about the shoes?
Hey, it's good. Hey, it's good to see you.
See you, man.
Got a nice hug
The
there.
embrace.
Okay, sit down. Put the headphones on because
She's like this.
I need to see your shoes, Chad, because
can't
you
hear a word
always
you're
have.
saying.
That's why
he's
you got to
not
put
wearing
the
his
headphones on.
Oh, that
Yeah,
headphone.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
you have to put the headphones
I have
on.
never done this before. This is
Okay,
really
hey
hard.
Chad.
Okay,
Hey,
there's
Chad,
Shelley.
Welcome. So I need to know what shoes you're wearing because you always have awesome, comfortable shoes.
Well, yeah, because I'm like an old man, so I have to have comfortable shoes. These are
Let's see.
the Detroit. See, I'm wearing a Raiders hat, but I'm a
Yeah.
Detroit.
Well, I know
I
all
know
about
you know.
that. Yeah.
So these are Lions colors.
Yeah, Detroit
Oh,
Lions
that's
colors.
awesome.
Air Jordan.
That was very disappointing, wasn't it?
Yes, I thought they outplayed them, but like red zone, no, Goff was off.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I
But
wouldn't-
hey,
I wouldn't have wanted to have been in the locker room after.
no, Tampa Bay's a good team, but I thought we had some opportunities.
Yes, I did. Well, this is this is
Anyway.
of course Chad Smith of Red Hot Chili Peppers, but this is not an official Red Hot Chili Peppers visit. This
It's
is
not?
This is something else entirely.
I'm very booked here in New York,
Yeah,
Jim.
but I mean, no, this is a very cool thing.
What are we doing?
Well,
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Brooklyn Bowl.
Okay, let's talk about that's one.
Okay, but
Well,
that,
I played at the Bitter End last night. You know
Oh,
the
you
club, the
did?
Bitter. They have a
Wow.
jam night.
on Bleecker Street.
Yes,
Yes,
it was so fun.
But you've always heard the bitter end predates all of us.
It really does. And I'd have to. It's gonna be hard for me to put some words together here at 8 a.m. It's not my usual,
I know.
and it's 5 LA time. So excuse me if I don't articulate perfectly.
He needs coffee.
the cup-
Take a sip.
take
Take
a
a
sip.
sip.
Yeah,
Okay, at the bitter end, you jammed with.
Andrew Watt.
Okay, and we'll talk about
yeah,
that.
talking
in
about
just a
that.
moment.
But that must have been there before. It's been there forever. But I'm walking, I look on the wall, and it's Bob Dylan and like, all the, that was the place, right?
Yeah.
Was it always called the Bitter End, or
Yes. No, it was the
Yep.
bitter end.
was?
Yep.
Okay, not Cafe Wa or whatever.
No,
different
Cafe
place.
Wa
That's a
still
different
exists.
place.
That's on McDougal Street.
Yeah.
That's before your time. You're too young for that, Jim.
But I read a lot. Anyway, have some coffee. We'll be right back. It's 8:15 here at Q104.3. It's not really that I'm that old, Chad.
No,
dude,
I thought you were. You were still in diapers when that was happening.
He was talking, Shelley. He was talking about 1975 when the Rolling Stones played on the back of a flatbed truck, unannounced on Fifth Avenue, and I said, "Well, I was there." Well, because I
Of
was.
course you were. Yes.
I was. I mean, I was only 22, but I was there.
How cool is that?
Okay, Chad, you've got so many things going on, so many things for us to talk about, but there are a couple of things I want to get to right away. You're going to be with your producer, Andrew Watt, your friend and producer, Andrew Watt,
Yes.
at Brooklyn Bowl tomorrow.
Yes.
You will be billed as Smith & Watt Steakhouse. That's going to be the name of your band.
That's
and
right.
you're going
We make great steaks.
and you're going to perform a set of cover songs. Now, this wouldn't be the first time out for Smith & Watt Steakhouse because on Long Island, out in the Hamptons, you performed.
We did.
And you were joined by Paul McCartney.
Who?
Okay, so this is what that was, that
being-
yeah,
he's being
yeah,
so,
he's
you know.
yeah. Let's talk about the reality here. Okay, Chad.
Yeah.
Unmistakably, you are a world famous, very successful rock star. That being said,
Good night.
that being said, Chad,
Good morning.
that being said,
Yes.
you can never truly extinguish the little boy that lives inside. Okay? And as popular and as successful as you are, Paul's a Beatle. Okay? And there has to have been at least a moment when you would look over and you just can't believe what's happening.
Yes. I mean, Thank you. You said some very nice things there before that. That was really nice.
Yeah, well, Paul treats you as a peer, but he's a Beatle.
Yeah. And I've been fortunate. I met, I don't really get too like starstruck, as they say, but like, yes, when it's Paul McCartney, yeah, I'm talking to him and I'm going, and he's super nice and very sweet man, and he said some really nice things about my playing and everything. It was after the show, and I'm just looking at it and I'm going, it's Paul McCartney from the Beatles. It's kind of, and it's the poor guy's just like, he just wants to hang.
I know he's a great guy, but
he is.
Look, I look at this photo here. I have to look at this photo to believe it's real. I mean,
yeah, I know it's pretty crazy, but I'll tell you really quick.
I just showed Chad a picture of Paul on stage with me.
Yeah,
and when I was doing that, there was one point where we had to use the same microphone.
Yeah.
And I was standing to his left, he was to my right, and as we leaned in together on the microphone, instead of concentrating on what I was doing, my brain just went, this is the view that George Harrison had on the stage when he leaned into the mic. But he played with you. You played drums with him.
We were at the Stephen Talkhouse in Amagansett on, when was that, the 20th or something of last month. And I have a place in Montauk and been out there in the summertime. And yes, my good friend Andrew is worked with Paul, is making music with him, and he does we did the Stones record, and Paul played on that. He got Paul to play bass with the Stones on the last record. Like, it's just like incredible stuff. And he's also like me. We're just like, I can't believe we're doing this stuff. Anyway, Paul has a place there in Amagansett, so he literally like walked to the club with his wife and a bunch of people. And Andrew says, yeah, Paul's probably going to come down, but, I said, cool, maybe we'll get, but, he's just going to come and hang. Great. So we're playing, and it's a tiny little club for people that don't know. It's like 200 people. And we're playing, and we're doing a bunch of covers, and it's fun. Really great band. G.E. Smith is in our band, right? Who's
him,
can play everything and is with everybody. Also another legend. And I look to my right, and like 20 feet away, there's Paul McCartney standing there watching me play and just bobbing his head. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I have to do, because it's Smith and Watts Steakhouse, I have to, a drum solo. And I'm like, I gotta fucking.
Whoa!
Oh, sorry,
that was close. That was close.
Oh no! Sorry. Oh, sorry. But we're talking about Paul McCartney.
I know.
Well, I can't blame you. I can't blame you, but still.
I got up.
But that was a good catch there.
Thank you.
Good catch.
I got to play a drum solo in front of Paul McCartney. So I'm, blah. Anyway, that we get done and we're playing "Rockin' in the Free World," and he's just he's boogieing, and Andrew's girlfriend Charlotte Lawrence is on stage, and she just kind of motions him up, and he just kind of gets up, starts singing a little bit, keep on rocking, and then he just points to Andrew. He goes, we're gonna do one more, and I can't do a Liverpool accent. We can do one more, and he starts going. She's just 17.
Yep.
And we're like.
You did. I saw the video.
We hacked our way through it. But
you did. I saw her standing there, but you did a long version.
Well, he was like, take a solo. And we're like, whatever you say, Paul. And, of course, G.E. is the consummate, musician. He knows the changes. And I think the keyboard player that I don't have to change notes. I'm a drummer. But it was the people there were losing their minds. Like, you're in a 200-seat club, and you watch a bunch of cover songs, which were fun, from like decent players, and then Paul McCartney gets up and sings a couple songs, and it was, it'll be, it's a real once in a lifetime thing. So
you're gonna do the show with the covers tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
At Brooklyn Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're doing something else with another band
Yeah.
that has a different name that you're going to play in on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That is a band called Outer National, and they're from New York City. They've been around for a while, and I made a record with them and helped produce and wrote some songs with these guys and played on it. And they're an exciting band. They're doing, this is the future of rock, and also it's a music that needs to be heard now as well as a real message and a very positive message. And so I came in to do this with them because the record's been done for a while and needs to come out, and we're going to play
At some French joint.
it's a French joint, Le Poisson Rouge. I think it's on Bleecker Street. Is that right? And that's Thursday. So come down, and I'm just, it's a little club, and that'll be really fun. And tonight at 6:00, we're at the Revival Records. It's a vinyl store. This guy Jamal that runs it is incredibly just like old school New York a record guy. And so I'll be down there signing records. And if you happen to be on the streets of Manhattan today, I'm not saying that anything different other than your normal traffic will be out there, but if there's a bit of a ruckus,
Go check it out.
Around
I'm not
Around
saying
where.
I can't,
You got to warn people.
Ballpark.
Up, down, left,
I
right.
can't up, down, lower, upper, mid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not from here, but
Something's going to be happening.
Something's happening, and it might be like that thing that you saw
right,
all
that we were
those years
talking
ago.
about
yeah.
before. But, the fact that you're going to be at Revival on Bleecker Street, what time is that?
I think it's at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m.
I'm making Jim take notes here early in the morning.
Well, he's used to hearing you say, "Yeah, I'm at MetLife this weekend," or "I'm at the Garden."
That's
but
true.
tonight,
Yeah,
I'm at the
playing all these little-
500 seat club.
Okay.
But it's really fun playing these little places. Like last night, we just got up and jammed at the bitter end.
Right. Now, when you have, your little,
Side projects.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you get up and you do all the covers, you do songs that you love and everything.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first vinyl record that you ever bought with your own money?
Did we go over this before? You and I?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, but for our friends who are
Okay.
listening.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
It's 45 little records, the 45 speed, 7-inch single, and it was a song called Groovy Grubworm.
Yeah.
By Harlow and the Okies. And it was a little like drummy, little thing. And of course, I was like, oh, I probably was 7 years old. And it was just this groovy little kind of, I don't know, country funk thing. And then it just stops. And in the middle of the song, the guy just goes, I'm a grubworm. And I would play it fast and slow. I'm a grubworm. I thought it was the funniest thing. And that was it.
Yep.
Groovy grubworm.
Yep.
Look it up.
it's got a green label.
By the way,
That's
for,
it.
for a moment there when you were playing the table, it sounded a little bit to me like Wipeout by the Safari.
Yeah. It did it
Yeah.
without the accent.
Right, yeah.
Didn't have, but that was the vibe of that. Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're with Chad Smith. It's 8:31. Chad Smith, Red Hot Chili Peppers, with us this morning here at Q104.3. We will wrap things up with a question that Trevor has about some drum videos.
Well, no, you
That he
have
was telling
possibly
me about.
one of the.
Trevor, are you a drum nerd, as they call him?
No, I worked at a music store for like 25 years, honestly, and
Really?
And
Which one?
It's a local one in Manalapan, New Jersey, called Musicians Rock
Oh,
Shop.
okay.
But like, so I've always been in awe of everything music, and one of the most viral videos I think I saw this year was you on the Drumeo page.
Oh, right.
And our friends who don't know, Drumeo is a YouTube channel that's all drummers, and their bread and butter is playing songs that drummers have never heard before. So
Right.
you heard a 30 Seconds to Mars song with no drum line.
Yeah.
And I've been watching all the other videos. So I see Mike Portnoy sitting there taking notes for his song, Liberty DeVito sitting there thinking what he's going to do. You thought for like 3 seconds hearing like
Not
no
30 seconds.
There's the drum. There's the joke.
See?
But like you
See?
listen.
See what I did there?
You listened to that song for like literally all of 3 seconds,
Yeah.
and then just went into your own version of that song. Is that
Yeah.
like normally how you guys figure out songs? Because your version, you didn't stop. You went the whole song, and
Yeah.
it sounded like you knew the record.
Well, they tricked me, you know. Yeah, it's so funny that what people like, especially on the internet these days, they get viral onto. Yeah, no,
only 17
million views.
Yeah, only 17.
is that right?
Yeah.
It seems like a lot. Is that a lot?
That's a lot.
Okay, I don't know. Well, I know the Tonight Show with Will Ferrell thing that's like 100 million. Or something.
That's almost.
That's a different thing.
That's like celebrity boxing, but
That-
like real
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
That's
yeah, I wasn't going to mention it, but we do have a text saying, "Please tell Chad I loved him in Elf."
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah,
one.
I even got it last night as I got up on stage. That doesn't go away. But yeah, they do that thing where they have famous drummers or whatever play music that they've never heard. I know who they are. I know Jared and his brother are in that band, but I don't know their music. And I guess it was kind of a popular song, but I just didn't know it. But they play you the music and they take the drums out of it, and you come up with whatever drum part you want. And it's a song that's in 3, like waltz time. Hun, da, da, hun, da, da.
But it just seemed like it snapped for you, and you could play anything you wanted almost. Too.
Well,
everyone else had to for their songs. It took a while, and I don't know if that's the power of editing.
No,
but, like you just jumped right into
I just jumped in. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We do a lot of improvising, and a lot of our music that we write comes from jamming and improvising. So we're really good listeners, and it's the best thing for a musician is to be a great listener. So it was like I've been playing long enough. That song arrangement is pretty, there's 2 verses, and then there's a chorus, and then there's a bridge, and maybe a solo. So I just kind of guessed. But I listened and could tell when you hear things come up and come down that you just kind of try to play dynamically appropriate, and that's what I did. I know, but people were really freaked. Oh, this guy's a genius! I'm like, I'm just playing to a rock song.
Okay, Chad Smith. This is the shameless plugging portion of our program. Revival, the record store,
Yeah.
Great Vinyl Store on Bleecker Street, 6 p.m. tonight.
Yes, sir. I'll be there with Outer National.
Then tomorrow night at the Brooklyn Bowl, it's the Smith and Watts Steakhouse performing a set of cover songs.
And maybe some special guests.
Yeah, maybe.
Jim, maybe.
Maybe some special guests might show up for that. And then on Thursday at the French Joint,
French joint. Le Poisson Rouge. Say that, Jim. Let me hear your French.
Les Poissons Rouges.
Wow, that's way better than me.
No, no.
It's the red fish.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it means?
We're playing the Redfish.
Okay, and that's
the
on.
steakhouse goes to the red.
That's on Bleecker Street.
That's also on Bleecker Street, and that's Thursday. Okay, so that takes care of tonight, and tomorrow night,
Yeah.
and Thursday.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how thankful we are that you decided to spend your
It's so good
morning
to
with
see you,
us.
man.
It's always great to see you.
Fellow Michigander right here. This guy sat next to Iggy Pop before he was Iggy Pop.
He was Iggy Stooge.
And he had the...
It's 8:50 here at Q104.3.
New York's classic rock. Q1043.